Good afternoon, it's me to David. How come today?
Hiya, David. I've received one of these threat letters through the door saying about the property being unlicensed. It says on here that your address is unlicensed. I called to find out why. And it goes through threatening all kinds of things, that cautions, courts, fines, licenses, all kinds of things. Pretty much like the, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, finally press 7, 8, 9, and repeat all kinds of things to get through to you, sir. I'm wondering what that's all about, and why on earth you would think I would possibly want a license.
Right, okay. So with the property, do you live at the address, do you?
I do live at the address, otherwise I wouldn't be calling you about it.
Right, okay. And so you don't require a license then with the address? Okay.
I don't want a license, no.
Okay.
Whether I require one is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is I don't want one.
All right, okay. So with this property, I'll get this looked into about this. Can I take the address and the postcode?
The address is number and the postcode is no.
Okay. Let's have a see into that about it and just bring up the details for that address. Okay.
Shouldn't have any details for the address, to be quite honest. Why you would have my personal information, I wouldn't have a clue. Certainly haven't given you permission to hold anything or permission anyone to come to my door. Why this chap was on my property, I have not got a clue.
Right, okay. I'd like to see what it might be doing, like just seeing it with the property. If it's not got a license there and nothing's been registered about whether it requires one or not.
If someone's asked for a license, and obviously you're not going to have a license, is it?
Well, no, that's correct, yeah. We just need to inform whether the address is occupied or not then, and we can get this registered if it doesn't require a license then as well.
No, I don't want a license, not at all. Certainly not.
All right, okay. So what I'll do is I'll get this all sorted out about the property that it doesn't require a license to stop anything happening with the address.
Okay.
With this. Is it okay if I can just take your name for the call today?
No, you don't need my name.
Okay.
Again, that's my personal data, and I certainly wouldn't be giving it to anything regarding the BBC.
Right, okay. We'll get this data to the address for you about it. Just a couple of questions about the address and whether the license there. With the property, is there any equipment used at the address to receive foreign channels, cable channels, or satellite channels?
It would depend on what you'd mean by that. I mean, my biggest reason I don't want to have any kind of license or any kind of contract with the BBC is the current bias to the left completely from the BBC. I will not pay to watch propaganda. I notice tonight you've got an election debate on and you're missing off one of our key figures, Nigel Farage, from that, which is absolutely disgusting. I mean, under the Royal Charter 2006, Section 6, it says you guys are impartial and all that kind of thing, and it doesn't seem to be that you are. So on that basis alone, I'm saying I don't want a license from you and certainly don't want a contract with you guys at all.
All right, okay. It's just with the property, like I say, if there's any live broadcast at the property, it does require a TV license for that address.
No, what it requires or whatever, it's got nothing to do with it. The fact is I don't want a license.
Right, okay. Like I said at the moment, I mean, I can't update any details to the property, whether the property is required or watching live TV at the address.
Well, I'm sorry, but I mean, you broke your contract. The BBC shall be independent in all matters concerning the content of its output, and it clearly isn't. If you broke your contract, then I have no reason to have a contract with you myself.
Right, okay. But like I say, the only thing I can do is I can, register the details that you don't require a license.
You can say you've broken your contract with the people of the country, and therefore we should need to pay a license.
Right. I only work for the TV licensing there. With anything to do with the BBC.
TV licensing. It's TV licensing that came onto my property and put this through my door. Signed by, I mean, if I give you my name, it's just my initials, DK, and some kind of VPN reference number. What on earth this chap was doing coming on my property, I have not got a clue. Putting things through my letterbox, I really don't understand this at all. I mean, I don't go around people putting things through their letterboxes. I don't go onto their property, when they haven't asked me to. I just don't understand at all what on earth is going on with this chap and why he feels he can do that.
Yeah, well, like I said, you've probably seen with the address whether it required a license or not.
No, but the address, I've never asked you for a license, so you'd have no reason to come to my house.
Yeah, well, like I said, we just need to register the details if it's not required a license there, but we just need to know whether there's any live broadcast being there, because the TV license will cover the property to watch live TV at the property. That's the only thing we could do.
The TV license contract's been broken by the BBC. I don't know if you saw the interview the other week with that Evan Davis guy that was on, and the way he went on was absolutely ridiculous, taking everything out of context, everything like that. I'm sorry, you're breaking, as I said, and if you want to requote it again, I can. That's Chapter 6, or Article 6, rather, on the independence of the BBC, which is in the Royal Charter. So, if you're breaking your rules, then I'm sorry, but you broke your contract.
Yeah, like I said, with that, I mean, I only wait for the TV license with that. If it's to do with the BBC...
Well, you understand then that if you break your contract with the people, then they don't have to continue with the contract. You've broken the contract. You know, if I my contract business-wise, then I have no other dealings with the company, and likewise.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's towards the BBC. Like I said, we don't deal with the BBC from our side about this.
You don't know BBC TV licensing I was calling. I mean, that's what it says on here, anyway.
It's just a TV licensing here.
Okay, so the TV license for other channels too, or is it just for the BBC? Where does the money go to for this?
Well, it goes to the Treasury, and then they sort out that towards the BBC with that one.
It goes to the BBC.
Yes.
But
like I said, I can deal with the TV licensing.
To be quite honest, the BBC get enough with all the money from the Euro rip-off that we pay. So I think you get more than enough. And as I say, you're not independent in the slightest. On that basis alone, you've broken your contract with the people of this country, which would include me if I wanted to have any contract with you. So therefore, I wouldn't have to pay. So if you can make it so that I do not get any visits more from any of these, whoever they are, coming to my house. I mean, obviously anyone that usually comes would have an appointment, and if needed to, I would do any checks that we need to be doing. This guy called without an appointment. I have no idea of his criminal history, whether he had a CLB check or anything done, and it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, as I said before, you know, on so many levels, the BBC have broken their contract. I mean, this programme tonight alone, with Nigel Farage not being on there, that is, I mean, it's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. So if you can just make it so that no one will come onto my property, and if they do, I will inform you now there will be a charge. So anything coming through my door, I will charge a £15 fee for that. And if anyone comes onto my property, there will be a £25 fee for that. If I need to make any further telephone calls, they're charged at £30 per minute.
Like I said, I can only deal with the TV license for the property. I can't really...
You sort that out now, then.
Yeah. Like I said, with the property, I just need to know whether it requires a license if you're watching live TV. That's the only thing I can do about that. With the BBC, like I say, we don't deal with the BBC from our side with that.
Right. Well, whether it probably needs a license or not is actually irrelevant. But there we go. Yeah. I'll tell you now, it doesn't.
Right. Okay. Like I said,
it doesn't. Even if that's on the basis you've broken your contract, it doesn't need a license now.
Yeah. Like I said, okay, but like I said, I can get the details sorted out, and like I said, if there's any required for a license or not, then I've
just informed you there's no requirement for a license.
Right, okay, so there's no requirement for a license.
There is no requirement for a license. If you want to take note of that now.
Right, okay. Is that because there's no live broadcast being broadcast into the address?
Because there's no requirement for a license.
Right, okay. Yes. And the reasons behind why there's no requirement?
There is no requirement.
Okay. Like I said, just the only thing I can update
it. It's a bit like if I didn't have a vehicle, I wouldn't need vehicle tax. The same as I don't need to pay the BBC tax. Yeah. So there we go.
Like I said, I can also sort out if you like if there's any requirements or if you're not watching live TV or not at the address. That's all I need to know about that.
No. I'm not watching live TV at the address. In fact, I'm at work at the moment anyway, so there you go.
Right, because no live broadcast, that's fine. So I'll sort that out for the address, and I'll get this up to the license at the address for you with that.
Okay, well, I get that in writing. I'll have no buffoons at my door.
What we'll do is I'll get that sorted out for you. Yeah, it's a confirmation shortly in the post.
Yep.
Yeah, with that, at the address. If you do receive any more letters saying that it's unlicensed, just ignore them.
I'll be recharging you for them, obviously. Yeah. As stated in the charter earlier there, yes.
Yeah. Like I said, I can only sort that out for the address, which I've done and I've amended the details for you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, sir.
Is that the lot? What was your name, sir?
Yeah. My name is David.
Okay. Thank you very much there, David. Take care now.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Goodbye.